Saul and his lover Nora are outside discussing the future and the alien invasion when a car crashes into another, then crashes into Nora, killing her. Clarence questions Saul about his meeting with Wenji at the graveyard because 3 days later she was murdered in China. Clarence believes that someone tried to murder Saul. Saul believes that what happened earlier was an accident, but Clarence explains that the two cars that collided on the street and that hit Nora were under autonomous control. He believes that someone was targeting Saul. He is alive because a kid on a skateboard bumped into him. Clarence orders Saul to wear a bulletproof vest. They then get on a plane that flies them to the United Nations headquarters. Saul attends a ceremony of the Planetary Defense Council, where the wallfacer project is announced to the world. The Secretary General warns that the Senti have declared war upon humans, so they must defend themselves. To them, humans are an open book, and the Sophans can see and hear whatever they want. But they're not all powerful, because they cannot read minds. She introduces the wallfacer project. She states that they have chosen 3 people to formulate and direct strategic plans that they develop entirely in their own minds. They will share them with no one until the time is right to execute. The 3 people will be called wallfacers after the ancient Buddhist name for meditators. The wallfacers will be granted great authority, allowing them to exploit all the resources as long as they violate no international laws. 3 people are chosen: a Chinese general, a Kurdish war hero, and Saul Durand, a physicist. Saul is shocked and tells the Secretary General that they made a mistake because he is a low-level researcher. She reminds him that the enemy will always be watching him, and the enemy knows why he was chosen because they think Saul is special. He rejects the position of wallfacer. She tells him that she understands and that he is free to do anything. Clarence wants to get Saul a security team to escort him, but Saul rejects it. As he steps outside, someone shoots him. Jane tells Wade that she wants some seeds of corn, wheat, and chili pepper included in the staircase capsule because Will loves spicy food. He refuses because added weight leads to a slower final cruising speed for the spacecraft, which will delay the encounter with the enemy fleet. Jane threatens to resign, but Wade says she won't do it because from now on, the only real science getting funding is for planetary defense, and Jane wants to be a scientist. Saul gets hospitalized for a broken rib and a little internal bleeding. Clarence assures him that they caught the shooter, and Saul wants to see him to know his enemy. Saul stresses that he turned down the position of wallfacer, but Clarence smiles, because the whole point of being a wallfacer is to trick and lie to the Senti. Later, the shooter tells Saul he is sorry he didn't aim for his head. Then his mission would be complete, and Saul would be free of his. Saul insists that he rejected the wallfacer position, but the shooter calls him a funny man and proudly calls himself a soldier in the army of the Lord. Saul is baffled as he rejected the position, but the Secretary General still wants to protect him. She explains that a wallfacer's work is carried out in secret, and no one knows what's inside Saul's mind, including the Senti. No one knows why Saul was chosen, and he'll have to find his own answer. Tatiana finds a VR helmet with a note that reads, "If one of us survives, we all survive." Saul goes to see Jin at the launch of the Staircase project and confides that Will loved her, and he hopes someone loves him that much someday. Jin thinks someone already does. Augie is shown helping a village with her innovative water filters. The probe and its sail are deployed. It then approaches the first nuclear detonation and it is successful. The probe begins to accelerate. After the third detonation, one of the cords connecting the probe to the sail breaks. Alarms start blaring and the probe deviates from the predicted value. It means it won't approach the rest of the bombs. The probe is then shown vanishing into space. On his plane, Wade is contacted by Sofan, who apologizes for the failure of the Staircase project, as they would have liked to meet Will. She hopes to meet Wade if his hibernation technology works. The electricity then goes out. Wade says if they're watching him, he must be doing something right. Sofan calls him a strong leader. She lets him know that there will be a place for him when they arrive, as he is part of their plan. The lights flicker, and she shows up inside the plane, saying they will always be with him, and he'll see whatever they want him to see, until the day he dies. Wade sees a retinal countdown, and his dead body sitting next to him with his eyes missing. Saul asks Jin how long she thinks Will is going to float out there. She replies it will be 6,000 years before he passes another star, and he won't fall into its gravity well. Another 5 million years before he leaves the Milky Way, Clarence shows up and takes them for a drive. They reach a place filled with cicadas. Clarence tells them that people hate bugs and have been trying to get rid of them forever. By spraying pesticides from planes, they put poison in the ground, they try to sterilize them and step on them, but they're not going anywhere. He then tells them that they need to get back, as they've got work to do.